That is the goal. If I can hit 8, ooh, it's something that I don't always want to do, but I'm always glad that I did. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Alicia. In today's video, I'm super excited to share with you the self-care habits that I prioritize that really help to boost my mental health and really help me to live my best life, to help me reduce stress and really just take care of myself overall. So I'm hoping that sharing what works for me will help you brainstorm and explore different activities that may work well for you as well. The first self-care habit that I want to talk about is going to be no surprise if you've seen some of my other videos, but it's doing enjoyable movement. This is something that I'm very passionate about and feel that it's so important that we find ways of moving our body, ways of exercising that we enjoy and that make us feel good. We know that there's a laundry list of benefits of ways that exercise really helps our bodies, helps our mind. It really does boost our mood and our mental health. And so this is one of the main ways that I practice self-care, is doing enjoyable physical activity. And this is something that's been kind of evolving throughout my life. So when I was much younger, I started out dancing when I was about 5 years old. And that's just been a lifelong way of enjoyable movement for me. I did several different types of dance throughout the years. I think it was something like 8 or 9 different styles of doing, ballet, jazz, tap, Latin folklore, child, the list goes on. But that's always been a way of expressing myself, of moving my body, of challenging myself, releasing stress. And so while I don't dance in such a formal way as I used to in terms of dancing at a dance studio and doing recitals and things, I still try to find ways of incorporating dance into my life, whether it's doing dance fitness workouts. And some of you may not know, but I used to teach Zumba, or it was really more of just like a dance fitness class. I recently went on vacation to the Dominican Republic, to Punta Cana, and it was so fun teaching a Zumba class on the beach. I hadn't taught in a while, but kind of bringing that back up was really fun and really enjoyable. So other ways that I like to move my body that I find enjoyable are some low impact things like going on a nice walk. I find that going on a nice walk and getting some fresh air really helps me not only physically, get some movement in, but it also helps me in terms of my thinking. Sometimes when I'm just like out of ideas or have a challenge that I'm trying to work through, oftentimes going on a walk just helps me think better. Often ideas will come to me and it just helps me all around. Mentally, physically, being in nature is an absolutely wonderful way of practicing self-care as well. So it's just all around a good time. And then other low impact activities that I enjoy are doing things like Pilates. And I recently went to a cycling class, and I haven't cycled in a while, but I think that's going to be another way of movement that I'm going to be incorporating. Another way of moving my body that I really do enjoy is doing yoga. And it's just a nice way of practicing mindfulness, of stretching my body, of challenging myself, often, holding some of these challenging poses. It is really, yes, it's a physical challenge, but it's also a mental challenge of being able to breathe, of being able to ground yourself and really just stay in the present moment. So those are all ways that I enjoy moving my body that really help to take care of my mental health and help me to relieve stress on a daily basis. Building off of what we just talked about, another self-care habit that I like to practice is mindfulness meditation. I really do find that just sitting in a comfortable position, closing my eyes and just focusing on my breath and allowing thoughts to come and go, it really does ground me and helps me see that the thoughts that I'm having are not always true. I don't necessarily have to hold on to them. I can have a thought, I can observe it, and I can simply let it go. I really got serious about developing a mindfulness meditation practice as a grad school student. Out of necessity, to be quite honest. I mean, grad school was a very stressful experience for me, especially the PhD part of my grad school experience. I'm really happy that I developed a mindfulness practice, and it's a self-care habit that I can come back to again and again. It does get easier, but then it doesn't as well. Like, our minds are always doing its own thing all over the place. So it truly is a practice of being present again and again. Another self-care habit that I really do prioritize and kind of have to prioritize is cooking and eating nourishing foods. I've mentioned on my channel a few times that I do have a digestive disorder called irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, and that is triggered by stress. It's triggered by foods that you eat. And so I really do have to be mindful about what I'm eating. And oftentimes cooking food on a regular basis is essential in order for me to, yes, eat a well-rounded diet, but also avoid some of the common food triggers that can just ruin the whole day. So the practice of cooking food for me is another way of me practicing mindfulness. I chose to phrase this as nourishing food for a reason. Yes, I like to prioritize healthy eating, but I'm a human. Like, we all need to eat things that are not always 100% healthy all of the time. And sometimes, you know, having dessert or having like a sweet treat, that can be nourishing as well. Always in moderation, of course, but I chose nourishing for a reason. So setting time aside on the weekends for me to think about my meal plan, to create a meal plan for the week of what I'm going to have, going to the grocery store, and then cooking on Sundays usually is part of my self-care routine. I know that when I take the time to do these activities, it's really going to set me up for success throughout the week in terms of having meals to eat that are going to be helpful for my body, that are going to be supportive of my gut health and digestion. And it's just really something that, yes, requires work, but really is beneficial for me week after week. The next self-care habit that I want to talk about, I feel like is so underrated in terms of thinking about it as a self-care habit, and that's prioritizing sleep. Y'all, as I get more into my 30s, I know I'm only 33, but as I get more into my 30s, I find that sleep is so important. Like, I cannot skimp on sleep whatsoever. And since I have given up drinking coffee and drinking caffeinated tea, there really is no substitute for not getting sleep. Like, I absolutely need the rest. There is no crutch for me to lean on if I don't get adequate sleep. So I really do try and get at least 7 hours of sleep each night. That is the goal. If I can hit 8, ooh, that is even better. As I learn more about managing IBS, I keep reading and seeing the importance of sleep for gut health. And I never really made that connection in the past of getting adequate sleep and having good gut health and digestion, but the link is there. And so that's just extra motivation for me to keep prioritizing sleep and getting the rest that I need to really improve my thinking, my energy levels throughout the day, my digestion, everything. You cannot go wrong with prioritizing sleep. The next self-care habit that I want to talk about is something that I don't always want to do, but I'm always glad that I did, and that's journaling. So journaling for me really is a healing tool. It allows me to express myself to the fullest extent, get out everything that's going on in my mind, getting it down on paper, helps me to connect the dots, express anger, just so many different things that are beneficial for my self-care and boosting my mental health. And I do have other videos on journaling that I've made about how journaling has changed my life, has improved my life, and ways of starting a journaling practice if you're a beginner. So I will leave both of those videos linked down below if you're interested. So journaling is something that I will always come back to again and again because, y'all, it just never fails. It never fails in allowing me to feel better. One way that I practice self-care is balancing being social and recharging my energy. So I am definitely an introvert at my core. Yes, I like engaging with people. I like talking with people, but at my core, I am an introvert. I recharge being alone. I love my alone time, being with people, engaging with people. While I enjoy it, it does zap my energy. It zaps my energy. If you're an introvert, you definitely feel me on this. I need my alone time to recharge. So let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite way to practice self-care? I can't wait to see your ideas and maybe even try out some of them for myself. This next self-care habit is more high level. It's something that helps me practice self-care and know how to practice self-care depending on what's going on. And that habit is listening to my body. When I listen to my body, I can know whether it's rest that I need, whether it's engaging and connecting with other people that I need, whether it's that I need more sleep or my eating is off, or if I just need to move my body. So it's just one of those habits that really helps me to customize what my self-care will look like that day or that week. And then the next self-care habit is something that I've recently been trying to prioritize, and that's reading for pleasure. I've always enjoyed reading, but for the past several years, I've been really focused on reading personal development books, something that can teach me a new skill, whether it's helping me to overcome fear and work towards goals, or how to manage my time better, just something that's teaching me a new skill. Well, that's great. Just being able to read for pleasure, reading for entertainment, and for me, that's reading either a thriller or some type of romance book. Just being able to read for pleasure and just know that it's not to help me reach a goal, or it's not helping me strive to do something. It's strictly for relaxation, for enjoyment. It's just such a nice way to just kind of escape from your world, your reality, and to just dive in and get immersed into a completely different story, a completely different life, and just get lost in a good book. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed just chatting about self-care, maybe getting some inspiration, hearing how I practice self-care. I hope will motivate you to think about what self-care activities you can prioritize in your own life. We really do have to take care of ourselves in order to live our best lives, to do good work in the world, and just to be happy, just being happy day to day. It's just so necessary. Like, it's called a self-care practice for a reason. Like, it's something that we have to recommit to over and over again. It's not just a one and done, okay, I took care of myself this week and now I can forget about it. It's something that we have to keep on our minds. We have to keep prioritizing ourselves again and again, and you are so worth it.